We are live. The Anti-Hero broadcast is here for another day. We've got a hell of a show. We got two guests. We've got the OG himself, Jerry Wurms, in studio, the original Cops Cop. We also got someone coming on later at 2, John Hobgood. You might have seen him in some social media reels. Stick around. We're going to cover a lot.
You ready?
I'm ready.
The information provided by the speakers and presenters on the Anti-Hero broadcast platform is for general informational and entertainment purposes only. Information does not represent the broadcast network and all entities involved. All information is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. Hurt feelings is not defamation.
JV team for life.
All right. Got to make sure.
Yep.
We're good?
Yep.
All right. Welcome back to the Anti-Hero broadcast. It's Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. The Anti-Hero broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans.
Morgan.
We go live Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join us. And if you like us, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. This show is brought to you by Elevated Silence. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15% on your suppressor. They have everything from 22s to 50 cals. Exercise your Second Amendment right. Get yourself a can. The process is not that hard, and Jim will walk you through it. Elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15. Save 15%. And Vengeance. Look at this big ass bag. This is Vengeance new protein. It is their whey protein plus transfer factor polypeptides. Vengeance has been with us for a long time. They're super stoked about this protein. This protein is a different style protein, though. It's the most healthiest protein you can get. It's all from New Zealand, but made and processed here. And New Zealand is chosen for a reason. They have year-round grass-fed, pasture-raised cows. And so because of that, they have the healthiest meat that comes out of New Zealand.
If you like animals, this is important because we love animals. We don't shoot
Yeah.
dogs either.
No.
We don't shoot dogs. We don't shoot cows. So this is the top tier protein as far as animals raised properly, allowed to graze. They don't eat garbage. They're not eating a feed. They're not eating all that nonsense that the America here that you end up in your McDonald's burgers with meat that we have no idea what it is. So although it costs a little more than your regular protein, it is absolutely the top tier protein that you would want to take if you care about your body and you care about animals as well.
So it's naturally air dried to preserve protein integrity, which is important because as things get processed, you do lose protein. That's even when you cook your own food. You can cook some protein out of it. So with this, you get all the protein and no GMOs, no soy, no growth hormones, no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or colors. So go to Vengeance. That's VENJENZ.com and use promo code ANTIHERO and you'll save 15% on all Vengeance products, but including the new protein.
Yes. Strongly recommended if you love animals and love your body and you want the cleanest, best product.
Oh,
None of that garbage.
no, none of that GNC store-bought bullshit. All right, so join the Discord. The Discord is where we all go to party. We all go to hang out. We all get to know each other. It sounds like a gay club, but I promise you it's not. That's the deli. That's VIP only. The Discord is where you can go completely free, get to know everybody. Me and Mike are in there sometimes, a lot of the times. They're in there every single night fucking off, usually streaming something, streaming a video game, streaming some kind of TV. It's a great time to hang out, especially when, you know, we don't go to the bars anymore. We don't get to go golfing every single night, but this is the closest thing to being with the boys as you can be while you're sitting at home chilling. And then the Patreon.
Don't forget the Patreon. That's the OG place that we started it all. 2 tiers in Patreon where you can hang out, get back. I was going to say backdoor. That sounds bad.
That's not even worse.
Behind the scenes information on the show. exclusive lives that are only advertising Patreon. You get to see Hoover trying to run. You get to see me trying to run. You get a little bit more interaction with the boys. And if you want to be even cooler than that, way cooler than the deli, you join the antiheroapp.com, which is our own social media network, all in one, built by the dudes right here that support the Antihero broadcast and the counterculture guys. So it's our homegrown app. No fees go to anybody else. It stays in house. So go to the antiheroapp.com. That's where the OGs go to post video. You can post in there. Not unlike Patreon where you can only comment. You can post in the app. You can interact in the app. All the shows are in the app. It is the coolest place other than the other side of the pillow. So make sure you join the Antihero app at the antiheroapp.com.
Yeah, because I mean, you can go sign up for Patreon, even the lowest tier,
And you get some
Still-
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but they still charge you money extra. Patreon takes out of the money. Then Apple charges you more. So now you're paying 2 other entities before you can even pay us. The app takes out all of that. So yes, we do post on Patreon, but the app is where we're the most active. It's a good time in there. Jerry
Yes.
Jerry,
Wurms in the house, the OG.
the OG.
I'm back in Florida.
Back in Florida. Moved back to Florida,
I
which is
moved-
important.
I
Yeah.
moved back to Florida last month.
You ready for the Florida summer?
Absolutely. I've gone through it before, so
My whole life.
it's not like I don't know about it.
For those who have lived under a rock their whole life, Jerry Wurms is the pioneer, first episode, day one of Cops, Broward County Sheriff's Office. He coined some of the best phrases in history of law enforcement, like, I'm the only white face in the neighborhood. If you don't stop, I'll shoot you in the back. Jerry is his first trip to the studio. You've been on remote, so welcome to the studio, Jerry.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You're just a little closer.
Okay.
We'll get you a social media star.
Okay.
Jerry broke 3,000 followers this morning, so
Hell yeah.
we're
Yeah,
rolling.
I went over 3,000.
So let's kick it off. First thing is, I mean, like anything that actually matters, there's not much to it, but we're gonna check out the Supreme Court ruling that says transgender athletes are not to be in sports. Now, this is obviously a state by state basis, but Fox News covered it, so maybe we'll just if we don't have to watch an ad, maybe we'll just check out what they said. Of course, we gotta watch an ad. All right.
Ninja transfers.
Oh. What? Okay, I'll handle it. The Supreme Court has established a new nationwide precedent that allows states to protect women's sports. The justices ruled in favor of West Virginia and Idaho on Tuesday against trans athletes who sued to gain access to girls' sports. The states were backed by the law firm Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF, while the trans athletes were represented by the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, and coolly legal. In the highly anticipated rulings, the court upheld state laws requiring student athletes to compete on sports teams that correspond with their biological sex at birth rather than their gender identity. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3. And like I said, this pretty much gives states rights. So now states can determine on their own whether or not boys will be dominating in girl sports.
You still might have some states that don't agree.
Yeah.
I think one of them's obviously going to be old California.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, what you came from a different era than us.
Yes.
How preposterous is this to you that this even has to be a thing?
Well, one of the Supreme Court justices couldn't even define what a woman was
Really?
when they asked her.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Was she doing it on purpose to
No.
make a point, or she really couldn't?
She wouldn't talk. She wouldn't answer it.
She wouldn't answer the question.
She probably wasn't appointed by Trump, was she?
No.
No, if you notice, it's a lot of the rulings are 6-3.
For
There's
Obama?
3 bad ones. Yeah. Yeah.
3 bad ones. Bad apples. in
Yeah,
the
there's 3
Supreme
bad
Court.
apples. If you notice, a lot of the rulings are 6-3.
I mean, so do you? I don't have a daughter or kids of that age. I mean, Mike, how would you feel if your daughter was playing a sport and she had to compete, especially on a one-on-one? So sports is obviously one thing where there's teams involved, but one-on-one, or when you're on your own trying to compete, like wrestling, swimming,
Yeah.
where it matters, your match matters to the team, but your performance matters a lot, as opposed to just being a team sport like volleyball or football. And she's like, Dad, dude, I'm competing against a male. What advice do you give her?
But listen, it goes both ways because again, I just you have men's sports and women's sports for a reason. There was a reason way back before we were low T humans and everybody got confused about the basics. There was men's sports and there was women's sports. There was a reason, right?
Yeah.
I experienced it on the other end. My son wrestled and had to wrestle a girl. And it was awkward for him.
Yeah.
It was like, do I slam her like I would everybody else? And I remember feeling for him after the match. He won, but I was like, he's like, Dad, that was strange. Like,
Yeah.
it's a girl. And then you start throwing the wrong clothes and the wrong parts and really put it in a blender. Yeah, I mean, for a female, you've seen it over and over where weightlifting record broken by female lifter and it's a dude. And it's like, no, or swimming, or I don't even understand the base. Like I would probably be an activist or somebody that you see on the TV getting drug out of a council meeting. Yeah, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
Because it creates, even in the male, like I said, my son wrestling a girl. Imagine if he lost. No, that sucks, right? But or he took it easy and lost on points because he's like, I don't really throw this girl around.
How do you explain that to your son?
Or how does he explain it to everybody else? Like, hey, I got beat by a girl. Now, fair and square if it's like all out, but do you let up? We all by nature, like an undeveloped, I think he was in 6th or 7th grade.
And what are you teaching a 6th grader when it says, well, when it matters, you got to whoop the shit out of a female? So he's like, okay, so he learns that. And now in a brain that's it's learning and it's a sponge, you're teaching him at a young age that, hey man, when it comes down to winning, you got to do what you got to do. And it's not a protector mindset. And I didn't even think about that. I wrestled when I was probably 4, 5, 6 for a couple years. And I remember I wrestled against girls. And because swimming is different in the sense that you're not physically, and weightlifting, you're not physically.
There's not combat. It's non-combative.
Yes.
It's not non-combative. But when you get into like any of those other sports, this, baseball, a man is going to hit a ball harder.
Yeah.
So if he's in softball and he's a boy and he's going to hit the ball harder, there's just things that are, like I said, I don't even know why we're talking about it. It makes no sense to me. It's the most ridiculous thing. It's like trying to convince me 1 and 1 isn't 2. It's like, it doesn't make sense to even have a discussion about it. So.
But back in the day, this wasn't even an issue.
No, I believe it wasn't.
No.
My dad had some words for these things that I remember hearing that definitely didn't make it an
one
issue.
of the things that we've covered on the show extensively too is, in law enforcement and the military, which we cover a lot of topics in, it's argued that women, right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever level you want, should be treated as equal to men. And we always said, in sports, like when people care about something, like, can you imagine what the world would do and how bad women would how bad it would make women look? Every basketball fan, the NBA announced summer, or not summer, but 2027, the best of the WNBA is going to be entering the NBA. I think the dudes would lose their mind.
Oh,
the game would be ugly. It'd be above 200 to nothing.
And it just can't have a good game like that. So when it comes to things that people care about, like sports, they're like, well, yeah, women and men aren't equal physically, they're not equal. But when it comes to first responder and military, well, they're equal. Like, Mike's and me are very good at having these discussions about women being in law enforcement, but the reality of being able to carry a 225 guy that's dead weight out of a danger zone, it could be challenging for a woman physically.
Absolutely. I mean, even firefighters, you can compare. Firefighters have to pull people out of burning cars and stuff like that. And somebody weighs 250 pounds there and they're going to have a hard time doing it.
And I've seen everybody, like I always say, when you're trying to do a controlled experiment, you don't measure outliers, right? Outliers, when we learned it in 6th grade, are outliers for a reason. If you got a compilation of data right here, and then you've got something out here, you actually nix that outlier when you make out the averages, because it doesn't mix with anything else. So it's called an outlier. So when you see a firefighter that's 225 pounds ripped and she's a female, she's an outlier, in my opinion.
Yeah, all of them are. You have few in law enforcement as well. I mean, I try to post, it is what it is about the cops. We know how Izzo feels. We know how, you guys are a little stronger than me. But I guess it's highlighting the female that is probably qualified is important to me when there's a few that far between that come along, because it's not impossible, but it's very, very it's not as frequently as people think that they're fully capable, and that's strength, endurance, all those things that go into it. And it's dangerous. I think we were talking about it yesterday. I was talking about it just with promotions and transfers, and they'll just be she'll come along and then we'll put her over here. It doesn't work, because she still has to drive to work every day and could encounter a active shooter, could encounter a male on the side of the road that's 3 times her size. So you can't really hide them. And then why would you hire somebody like put a guy on the football team like we need 11 guys. We have all these other guys. The 11th guy, we really like him. He's cannot run. He can't do anything right, but we like him, so he's going to be on the team. And it's like, well, we have a hole here. Not saying females can't do their job, because there are capable females, but it's definitely not as many as what we see. And then to have a number like 30-30 on top of it, where they say we're going to add 30% by a certain year. It's like, well, your percentage right now isn't all qualified. So how do you add like double that in 4 years?
You lower the standards.
Yes. That's what you do. Yes, exactly.
That's what admin saying. Oh, we just lower the standards.
Yeah.
Somebody made a great point, though, which goes to what Mike says all the time. What percentage of male cops or firefighters can drag a 225 male out of a burning building?
Yeah.
And that's another, when we sit here and we talk about women physically being able to do the job, we also have to acknowledge the fact that men are letting us down too.
Yes, but by nature,
yeah.
An uneven and very unfit male at 5'11", 270 pounds, maybe can barely breathe, he's still strong enough to do it. Maybe he can't go far, and that's still a problem. I'm not absolving it, but by nature, an out of shape man or a moderately shaped man at a normal size is just going to be stronger. Now, like I said, there's one Officer Ayo. I always put her up there. She's the one that was shooting in her garage that everybody shit on. She's small, but she's fucking can row a bazillion miles. She can shoot. She can do CrossFit competitions and shooting competitions and fitness competitions. So you would argue that she could probably move a 225-pound man more effectively than an out-of-shape average man because of her endurance and her conditioning. So, but that's an exception to the rule. Like I always bring my wife up, but my wife is an exception to the rule. That is not normal for a female to be that dedicated to shooting, fitness, training.
Yeah.
What do we see? We got a story later on about they like to sell stuff on duty and make silly TikToks. That's the norm. I can't open TikTok. It makes me sick. It's just female after female dancing. So to bring it all back to what we're talking about, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's no reason for any trans athlete, anybody to be in a sport that they're not biologically born into to be in that sport. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
We have to have these discussions.
Yeah, we do, unfortunately.
We do.
Yeah. Somebody will find a problem with it.
Fucking Jay, 20 pounds, which probably equates to like 23 American dollars. 26. Thank you, Jay. Towards the extra pepperoni on the pizza.
Okay.
That sounds out of context. If you don't know that we order pizzas to the studio, that just sounds weird.
It does sound weird. It sounds like an inside joke.
All right. Moving on. Let's cover that female now. We forgot yesterday.
Yeah.
So selling products in uniforms. Speaking of, this is a new one. Now, is it Kissimmee or St. Cloud?
Kissimmee.
And did we?
The other buddy was at St. Cloud.
Okay. So it might be the area that they're in where this is. She might have gotten inspiration from Kaylee.
They all do it. And I have old videos I had actually saved from last year. They came with my time hop. This is a national epidemic of female cops. Jared and I were talking about this on the way here, getting ready on video, which is then in their uniform, and then they're selling hair products, lip gloss. This was Arrest My Vest, which they're a clown company. They sponsor a bunch of clown meetups for TikTok influencers to sell this product. Might be a good product. I would never use it because of who you use to sell it. But they're using their badge. This is where I get into it. They're using their badge and their uniform to generate income. That's not a problem to me. If you don't have explicit permission from your agency, which I don't know where they would give you permission to go use our uniform in your government status.
The agency is not private.
Correct. Yeah. It's not there to make money that way. And it's going to take more news networks, I think, to run these stories finally and start highlighting these people to get them to stop. And, oh, Mike, they're just having fun. They're just making a little extra money. If your mindset is to put your uniform on and get dressed on camera for no reason and then to use it to make money, you're not being a good cop. You're not mentally prepared. You're not looking at the real dangers of this job, which are serious. We see it every day. We break down all the videos. You're doing it for the wrong reason. I know, Jerry, you said this on the way here about the girls getting ready. Like, when you see that as a 1989 Broward County fucking dude running around, what do you see when you see some chick getting ready on video?
Completely useless. I mean, just watching a girl put her uniform on and get dressed and comb her hair, put the lipstick on. What is that doing for police work?
Yeah, and I will say this before we play this video, because we'll have more to talk about after we play the video. I think lots of cops, just like maybe in the military too, but for this particular scenario, cops, I think a lot of people join thinking that they're going to become some kind of hero status. And when they become a cop and they realize society does not care that you're a cop, your coworkers don't care you're a cop, your friends and family really don't care that you're a cop, I feel like the next thing is, well, I need some recognition. So I'm going to start doing these get ready with me videos and get these sponsorships so I can stand out even further, because getting the badge didn't do it enough for me.
It is so bad. Like, the two worst, I think, are Kaylee, who still has, for some reason, wears spandex, tight skin clothing.
Well, she's not a cop
with
anymore.
a gun. But she was, but she still works for companies that sell. One of them's over there that sell right there on the front, your tape.
We don't know that. She was just collabed in a video with
Okay.
them.
So, but like other gun products, you'll see this girl wearing tight shorts and a tube top, which you don't wear to the range anyway, with guns, shooting guns. It's
What's the
absolutely
difference between
stupid.
the girl doing it in the garage and Kaylee doing it on
She's
the
not
range?
really shooting.
She's not.
Kaylee's shooting at a range where brass is flying around, and like, that's not what you wear to the range. The other girl's practicing dry fire.
But still filming herself. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Working out. I have a really cool video of Kaylee dropping a certain word you're not supposed to say too.
The N-word?
Yeah.
In a rap video?
Yeah. I have it on my phone.
No,
But-
Sean Strickland says we can say it now.
Oh, okay. But and then you have Haley Mirabelli, who is the other one who has just lived off of the unfortunate death of Ella French, and that video was just released recently in Chicago, where she was shot and killed. Terrible tragedy, but like uses the status as her friend to then like start a clothing line and products and sells them on duty. Again, completely unrepaired. She's out of shape. She can't shoot. I've seen her shoot. There's nothing good about her. And then takes it to the next level, where this is where it gets dangerous, and writes a book about how to get in the academy and what to expect. And you're getting this from a complete moron. And that's the one Annie Frisella had on that he pandered to Haley Mirabelli, which she is the example of what not to be. There are females. I'll make the same list as I made good places to work. There are females out there. There's a honey badger girl that has like a canine that's in super shape, takes shit serious. My wife is one. That the Officer Ayo is one. There's several out there that I would say, hey, I'll direct you to these people if you're a female and you want to know what it's really like. But don't get sucked into a Haley Mirabelli or a Kaylee or this other girl here in Kissimmee that makes you think that putting your boots on and walking around in uniform is anything but a tragedy. And then the problem is they sexualize the badge. And sexual harassment is a huge problem in law enforcement. It is. It's a real problem that men cannot control themselves by nature. Dom talks about it. But then they take it and they almost encourage these young girls to come on the job and sexualize it, which just creates more of a fucking problem for females in the job. It is like, it's like taking all the oil out of your fucking car and then driving down the road. You're completely setting someone up for failure to not operate properly when you follow one of these females.
Have you looked into the agency's policy dealing with on TikTok videos by their employees?
Dom is good about, he was on a war there for a while. He was up to like 8. He had like removed from social media. Most agencies are dump small and they think it's cool.
Yeah.
That's what we run into is like,
Leadership
obviously
thinks it's
I don't
cool.
think Kissimmee's going to think it's cool. I would suspect they're going to tell her to stop.
Well, I read the thing. It says video of a Kissimmee Police Department detective. Major crimes, by the way.
4 years.
When
4 years, bro. 4 years.
Major case, major crimes is literally anything but homicide. Sometimes places around the country don't have a homicide unit. It falls under major case.
Yes.
Major case is a big deal. That is where the best detectives go for the most complex cases. 4 years on the job.
4 years. You're not a cop till 5, in my opinion.
you're not even a cop.
You've really got it figured out around 5. Some guys are a little faster.
But that's any agency, or that's any job. You're not really. I mean, you look at a job you do for 20 years. You're really not like you don't understand the job for 5 years. I don't care if you deliver pizzas.
Yeah.
You're not the best delivery driver. Anyway, it says detective advertising products for sale on TikTok while dressed in her uniform are being reviewed by the agency for potential policy violations. I can't read her name. Whatever. A detective who works in the department's major crimes unit manages a personal TikTok account that includes videos of her in private and professional activities. Like many law enforcement agencies, the Kissimmee Police Department allows employees to express themselves as private citizens on social media sites if the content does not negatively impact their duties or their agencies. All right, so let's check out this video.
If you guys are interested, I'm going to have a link down below. If you see the orange card, that means it's still available.
This video shows a detective with the Kissimmee Police Department in uniform advertising a product for sale on her personal TikTok page. Shortly after News 6 began asking questions about it, the TikTok video disappeared. Florida law enforcement officers are generally allowed to post photos and videos on social media, but many agencies have rules limiting what those officers can share.
If you guys are new here, my name is Millian, and I've been in law enforcement for going on 4 years now in July.
Like some of her fellow officers,
Short of 4 years
has
now.
a TikTok page featuring both personal and professional content, including these clips that appear to show her posing at her desk.
If you want to smell like a vanilla cake with heavy caramel drizzle and whipped cream on top, Cream
Where's
Velvet
that?
by Cod Lodge.
Many of her videos advertise products for sale.
And I'm going to have it linked down below for you guys
And
on
to
my
be clear, Mike, you have no issues with most of these videos because she's not directly utilizing her uniform. Now, she does indirectly, overall, broad scope, use the fact that she's a female cop. But in these videos,
Yeah, because is it? I look at it like a search warrant. Is it fruits of the poisonous tree? Without the uniform, she's nobody. She's just a dime a dozen.
To you, you would prefer to see if someone's going to sell products, any man, woman, anything, have a separate side gig where if you saw it, you'd be like, I had no idea that person was a cop.
Exactly.
I believe that's the case. I mean, that is a tough line. Obviously, the badge, but
I mean,
you can't, in my opinion, the point is they're nobody without the uniform. That's my point. That part is a mental illness. They're nobody without the uniform. If they just started a TikTok tomorrow and said, I'm going to sell these little orange rings.
No one would care.
Nobody's going to care who you are. You'd have to pay money. You'd have to get some type of viral video. You'd have to get involved in something controversial to get yourself past. Like, I'm just.
What would you put that ring on, Mike?
I don't. That's pretty good. It's actually for the Gatorade. If anybody's wondering.
But the uniforms gets the attention.
Uniform gets the attention, and it initially comes. I guarantee, if you go back to her beginning, it's humanizing the badge, and it's for community engagement. And I want to show people that I'm a real person and that we're not scary. And then, oh, by the way, I'm now selling this stuff you put in the water, and I'm a cop, but so you should listen to me, and you should. I've seen it all the way up to they're taking donations.
That's insane.
They have their Cash App in their bio. That Hulk Rilla moron up in South Carolina, and other guys have
does his leadership think it's cool?
They love it.
Wait a minute, I got a theory here. What about if the chief or the sheriff is getting a kickback?
That's illegal.
Yeah, that sounds
illegal.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen,
but I'm just saying that's how they let them do it.
Yeah,
if the department's letting them do it, maybe they're getting a kickback.
I know leadership gets kickbacks when they choose guns for the agency. I've heard of many agencies that everybody voted, hey, we want this gun, and all of a sudden, no, we're going to this gun that nobody wanted, and all of a sudden somebody's getting a kickback.
FN, Florida, Anywhere County Sheriff's Office in the FN, that happened. But so it's a slippery slope because this is where citizens say, there's one side, well, you got to be professional. This isn't professional, obviously, and it's also capitalizing on the job to generate income. And then my argument would be, it kind of, you can do whatever you want off duty. So I'm not trying to be like a Nazi, but
could you be a Nazi?
Are you well trained? Yeah, you can. California said that you could. Are you well trained, well educated? And then Dom's argument here is, this is a good one, major crimes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Chief, this is Becky Johnson. I'm down here. I noticed your officer, whatever her name is, selling
Where's
products.
Becky working at?
Becky's a civilian. They're calling in a complaint.
Okay.
And Becky goes, your officer took a report from me 3 weeks ago. It was a major crime.
Yeah.
I haven't had a supplement. I haven't been, I called twice and I haven't gotten a call back. I'm wondering, if there's anything going on with Becky, because I have Becky's TikTok, or I have whatever.
She's up 2 a day.
She's putting 3-4 a day at her desk, and she's dancing at her desk, and I can't get a call back. What do you say as a chief? Like, what is he doing?
Or when there's a trial and the attorney brings up all the TikTok videos that, how qualified is this person to do this job when they're doing TikTok?
Well, here's what I would say as an attorney. I would say, we haven't pulled your financial records. Obviously, that would take a warrant. It's not. But I would say this: if you're getting kickbacks from promo codes, Mrs. Whatever your name is, that means that at face value, as an outsider, I would mean that you would need money, and you are in major crimes, which deals with large amounts of money, crimes that deal with money. How could I trust somebody that needs to publicly say I need more money, getting kickbacks from makeup companies? So if you're not making enough money from your job as a police officer, then what's to stop you from? It's almost like when they make sure you have good credit to be a cop. They don't want people out there with awful credit, bad debt.
Yeah. And Nick makes a good point. White Star makes a good point. Is like, what other jobs? Like, if you're at Chase as the teller, do you imagine if you're like, hold on, lady, I got it. Yeah, I'm going to dance. Or, if you're on the clock at Chase, I would think even a corporate office would have a problem with you, like, getting on camera and selling your products online.
Well, that's two different arguments: doing it at work and doing it at home in your work clothes. Although both, to me, wrong. But I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it, dude. I did fucking Patreon videos at work, and I knew it was wrong, but I was on my way out, and it made people more relatable to me. They were like, "Oh man," So, but I got written up for it.
But if you,
your department didn't, they didn't.
Yeah. Well, I had one psychopath that stalks me currently to this day, and he wrote like 8 different complaints about me. Join the Patreon just to go to internal affairs.
But here's the thing: like, even Chase is super liberal. You get on the Chase uniform, your little Chase name tag, you started pumping "Make America Great Again" and Trump, I guarantee they're gonna have a huge problem. They'll be like, "Hey, bro, take your Chase shirt off. You can't do that." Like, they're not gonna let you do that. Which is the same with this. And what I've seen is small towns, small agencies will allow this because they're also backwards and it just small. So they like any of the attention. And it usually comes down to the news picking it up and then it becoming a huge issue. And then you'll see them disappear. And Dom, like I said, Dom was up to 8 or 9 that he had removed from social media in the same sense. And I would suspect, I don't know how, as a Kissimmee chief, if you called me with this, I don't know how I can convince the taxpayers that my under 4-year crime detective, major crime detective, is dancing around camera in her uniform selling. It's not good business. It's not good business, and it's not right.
Well, let's also talk about this. When you talk about those podunk agencies, right? Sometimes you have, how would you call it, Mike? The creepy old men.
Yeah.
You have creepy old men as chief and sheriff, and the new girl's like, "Hey, chief," and he's like, "Hey." She gets away with murder.
Yeah, that's a problem a lot of places.
Yeah.
But in the world, here's again one more thing. Most cops, whenever I did it this morning, I'm sure I did an episode on Sean Paul Reyes this morning. There's gonna be cops that get mad at me for saying anything nice about him. So we're professionals. We hold ourselves to a professional standard. We are the best. We do the coolest job. It's the most dangerous. We should be paid millions of dollars a year. We're great. I believe in a lot of that, right? You guys are the best. With that best status, with that professionalism comes not doing this kind of stuff. And you see other guys and people that don't hold her accountable. They should be telling her, "Hey, moron, enough. You're a clown. This is not what law enforcement's about. If you want to sell products, by all means, go get a job in sales. You got a great resume. You've been a cop 3.5 years. Your major crimes. You're doing good. Something happened for you.
Macy's is waiting for
you.
Yeah,
there's a whole makeup department at Macy's. But my problem is the trickle-down effect of young girls that see these videos and think, you know what? I've never been in a fist fight, but I'm going to go be a cop because as soon as I get through the academy, I can get in my patrol car and then I can launch my makeup line, and I can really make a difference in the makeup. There's a girl, I call her the gobbler because she's got a gobbler neck. I can't remember her name. Ashley Rose.
Jeez, Mike.
She came on
body shaving.
She came. No, she's got a gobbler neck.
What's
she
a gobbler neck?
Like, you know, the turkey when the neck hangs down. Yeah, like you got.
Fat.
Like, yeah, like you got. So your beard hides it and no tattoos. But she went on Haley Mirabelli, and it was a whole interview, and I have it saved. I did a whole breakdown of it, and I was brand new at this, and I forgot to turn my audio on, so the whole thing was my mouth moving and nothing coming out. So the whole episode was great, but her entire interview talked about how she was counting. And I know you did the same thing, but you didn't get into podcasting to like immediately leave. It kind of started it, and it became a business. She talks about how her entire existence right now is focusing on getting out of police work to go do product sales, but she developed her entire contact list and all of her stuff through the uniform. So it's like you're setting these girls up to go, I'm going to become a cop, even though I can't shoot, never been in a fight. I'm 5'1", 90 pounds. I'll get through. I'll squeak past. They're going to push me through. I won't meet the standards, but they're going to get me through anyway. And then I'll start making the videos.
I want to bring something up.
Okay.
This was brought up by Double Y Dan. Haven't seen you in a while in the comments, bud. So thanks for stopping by. But he brings up a great point. When does it stop?
Yeah.
If you can't separate work from side jobs, right? Separating to me, I don't personally, my preferences is that you can say you're a cop. I wouldn't give where you work for your own sake and for their sake. And I'm totally okay with people knowing that she's a police officer, but when you do it in uniform, now you start blurring the lines, because at what point, like this guy says, you're on a traffic stop and you make a sale on a traffic stop. Now you're playing with like criminal waters.
Girl, your hair looks good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I use this.
Dude,
you should check it out.
Lawsuit Central. My client felt obligated to say they agree they were speeding because they were being sold makeup products.
The trunk is probably filled with their product.
Yeah.
You guys took it deep there.
I don't know. I just like looking at different people's perspectives.
Well, where do you draw the line?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's go back to uniform. I'm wearing a cop, can I go walk the mall off duty in my uniform and sell my products? If you're going to advertise it in your house, online, in your uniform, where does it stop? Can I go door to door in my neighborhood and be like, hey, I'm Mike, I'm the cop down the road. I'm selling. Well, no, or just walk. Hey, I'm selling this. Oh, officer, yeah, I love cops. I'll buy it. What are you selling? Oh, I'm selling these new chargers for your phone. They're great. Okay, yes, sir, I'll buy it. So where you stop? Where, if you're doing it in your bedroom in uniform, making money and using sales, what a garbage company, dude. Do not buy Arrest My Vest. That company sucks.
Where'd that come from?
That's the company she's great. They're the same company that had a whole influencer meetup of the worst TikTok cops that went and did a freaking, I'm not trying to say bad words, but they do this, and it's you spray your vest. You can buy Febreze, you can buy a million things to spray in your vest. Don't support a company that uses police and uses a uniform to target cops. Buy something from a small business of dudes actually out there grinding and working hard that actually get their vests all smelly, and then find a small business that does it, that actually cares. This guy using people in the uniform to do this is the problem, because he's soliciting these cops knowing they're going to be in uniform to do it. That's the problem, in my opinion, as well, is these companies that are pimping out cops.
All right, moving on. The next subject is, well, I want to cover it because it's a Marine. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but
Marines never are.
They're exciting in different ways.
Yeah,
Marine from Minnesota missing at sea off SoCal coast, identified. So let's see here. Marine Corps officials have identified Lance Corporal Armando Ortiz as the Marine who went missing from a ship off the southern coast of California last week. The 21-year-old Marine from Minnesota was declared dead on June 27th following a 43-hour search by Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard personnel, ships, and aircraft. 43 hours, and the DOD is going to pronounce you dead.
Really?
Yeah. Ortiz was reported missing on the morning of June 25th while he was serving aboard the amphibious transport dock USS Anchorage ahead of an integrated training between the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit and Mankin Island Amphibious Ready Group, Corps officials say. Search and rescue personnel searched for about 2,400 square miles for Ortiz using 3 surface ships and 12 aircraft, according to the Navy.
Man.
But after being unable to locate him, the Navy switched to recovery operations on the evening of June 26th. A Marine Corps news release says he was declared dead the following day. The circumstances of how he went missing are under investigation, says the Marine Corps. So, obviously not killed in action, but one of our service members doing their duty lost his life. So I hope they find the body for his loved ones.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Another horrifying story. We don't have a Chiron for, but the alligator. If you live in Florida, you've heard about this one.
Yeah, I saw this.
But I got the hold on, a woman was
Hiking, right?
yeah, they were hiking. Share the screen real quick.
That's not it. That's not it. That's my video.
Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Share screen. Florida woman killed in alligator attack. Go ahead and hit it, Eli. The Orlando woman who died after she was attacked by an alligator while swimming with friends was identified as Brittany Clark. She was swimming with her boyfriend and best friend in the, I can never say,
Ekanlachi.
I worked around there. I worked on that road, and I
Ekanlachi.
Ekanlachi River in the little fuck,
Little
man,
big. Little big.
Officials with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation have identified her that she was attacked by an alligator while swimming. Brittany Clark and her boyfriend and their friends were hiking when she stopped to swim for a bit.
No way.
And Clark was swimming in about 3 feet of water when she suddenly was bit and attacked by an alligator. She was rushed to the hospital and died in the ambulance, FWC officials say. Officials say there's no designated swimming areas within that area. A sign in front of the nearest trail did warn about potential alligator activity. She was an amazing person. She was nice and helpful. 2 massive alligators were removed from that river. They captured and killed 2 alligators, 12.5 foot and a 13-foot one that were found in the area. DNA samples from both these alligators have been sent to lab to determine if it was either one of them was the alligator that attacked Brittany. The results have not been announced. 3rd alligator incident in a week in Central Florida. The first one being a man snorkeling in the Rainbow River was bitten by an alligator, was taken to the hospital. June 27th, a child was fishing at Nelson's Outdoor Resort when an alligator bit the child's hands. The child was taken to the hospital. And then this one where she died. That it's said, the gory details aren't in this one, but it was said that her arms were taken off by the alligator. I've got a video of the 911 call.
Oh boy. You're just chomping down on this call.
Ooh. You guys ready?
Keep moving. I can't move. No, it's okay. We're good. No, we're not. Okay. Come on. Okay.
We can help on the way, okay? I'm just going to need a little bit more information. Where is she right now?
Okay, what's up? Yeah, she's here right now.
Okay, how old is she?
She's okay. She's responsive. She's doing okay, but she needs help now. Okay, Mom,
okay.
Babe.
How old is she?
She's 30. 31. 31. No, she's 31. Come on. Pick her up. Come on. Okay, he's going away. He's leaving. Come on. Come here. Mama.
Ma'am, is the gator coming back?
No, it's going away.
It went away.
You're good, love. You're good. You're okay.
Okay, again, we have help on the way, okay?
Horrible.
I'm just going to need a little bit.
I'm sorry, my best friend.
Okay, they're coming as fast as they can. Is she awake?
He's moving. I can't move. No, it's okay. We're good.
It started in right there.
Okay. Come on.
Okay.
That's horrible.
Yeah, but that's the realities, dude. I mean, you cannot swim in certain places in Florida. These things are prehistoric beasts.
I would rather, when they like jump out of an airplane and have to like no parachute and find the other guy and then hold him, and then I'd rather do that than swim in that 3 foot of water. I'd rather do that all day, like multiple times. I can't in my head understand why somebody would walk by a sign that says
there's probably alligators.
There's no swimming alligators in a nasty ass river, and then go get in the water. Like it doesn't, it's just the same as a transgender thing. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make the transgender thing makes more sense, I think, than getting in a fucking pond
where you can't see.
You can't see anything. Yeah. It's fucking nasty, murky water. And then I'm just gonna say it. They killed 2 alligators that were just doing what the fuck they do.
Well, they would probably kill those alligators at some point because the alligators get too big. Florida does not mind killing alligators.
Oh no, but if you don't go in the water, they really won't fuck with you, dude. It's not funny, but it's unfortunate. It's sad to hear that call, and I just is the food, is the dye, whatever we're eating, is it making us stupider? Like, are we getting dumber?
I just think it's the type of people in Florida, or when you grow up on, like, let's say you grow up on the coast, right? Oh, I surf. I'd say the same thing about surfers, like especially out in California. Oh, you're surfing, and water is known to be hunting grounds for great whites.
I think the clarity of the water gives people false, like
they're fast.
Yeah, but
they can come out of.
I know, but it's like at least, dude, you've seen that nasty swamp water, dude. There is no. I went fishing with my buddy Steve Coleman. He runs a bass guide service. Me and my wife went. I think it was the beginning of this month, June, right at the beginning, and we were out there, and he was telling us how these people come out there and like disobey him and jump in the water during the fishing trip. And I'm like, dude, there's like 15, 20 alligators within sight of the boat while we're fishing. Yeah. And I'm like, these dudes are like, you couldn't pay me enough money to jump in that water. Not even for fucking 1 minute.
1 second.
Nope. Not happening.
Jerry, you a water guy?
Not really. But I had a call.
I got a picture of it.
I have
hold on.
Oh, what's your alligator calls?
Hold on.
I've had several alligator calls. When I was a sergeant in Deerfield, there was the Hillsborough Canal, and there was a boat ramp there, and a kid was throwing a tennis ball in the water, and it was a big Rottweiler was fetching it, and right in front of the kid, alligator came up and snatched the dog right in front of the kid, took him down.
Oh boy!
And they bury them underneath and soften them up, like because the alligator will come back later and get it.
Oh yeah, they let it rot.
Yeah,
actually in the water.
So then the alligator came back up and just started swimming back and forth in the canal. And we call the trapper comes out, and they came out, and it was interesting how I was like, how are these guys going to get There's 2 guys come out, and they have these gigantic fishing poles with these gigantic hooks.
Yeah.
And as the alligator goes by, they throw the hook out, and then they snag it and bring it to the shore. And then one guy jumps on its head and tapes up its mouth. And the other guys, I have pictures of that particular incident. And the guy, so I asked the guy, what do you get out of this? And he says,
there it is.
There's me.
There's me.
Jerry the Gator Hunter.
Yeah, well, that wasn't that call. The alligator I was talking about was 13 feet long.
Oh, yeah, that was a 13.
That alligator was in the parking lot of the Fort Lauderdale Airport, in the remote parking lot, and it came out of a canal.
Did you tape it up?
Yeah, I held it down, and we taped its mouth, and then we called animal control.
So you got that thing in custody on your own?
Yes. And he came out.
Don't pay me now.
Nope.
But they came and took that and relocated it. They didn't kill that one.
Yeah, it's small enough.
Yeah, but the other one, guys,
it didn't bite anybody, right?
No, the other guy, the trappers that came for that big alligator told me that they get about $700 worth of meat and hide. That's why they do what they do.
And
they keep it.
You call the trap,
they get paid by the meat. They keep to hide the meat.
They're licensed trappers, and you call them out.
They have to follow any type of state ordinance when they can and can't kill it? Or can they
they'll call out guys.
No, they're called out to kill it. Yeah. Okay. They're called out to kill it.
So being the meme guy, once I saw that picture of Jerry, no, I'm not going to meme the girl. I made this is the new version of that picture. Jerry Wurms, the warden of Alligator Alcatraz. So that never made the internet. I had made that. I sent it to Jerry, but I never actually posted it. But that was when the Alligator Alcatraz garbage was going down, where they put the ICE detention center down in the Everglades. And I said Jerry was the warden of Alligator Alcatraz.
This is the one that we caught. That was caught that day.
Big boy.
That's a 13-foot alligator.
You can send it to me.
Yeah, send it to Mike.
Text it to me, and I can put it up on the screen.
Okay.
13 feet, man.
That was the he was the city manager.
Yeah, just
do you guys remember when the Disney incident happened?
Yeah, something got bit Disney, right?
So Disney is not Disney is fucking huge, dude. There's 5 resorts on
five.
There's 5 not even resort. I'm talking about, what do you call, like, Magic Kingdom,
theme parks.
There's 5, and there's probably 500 resorts on Disney property where you can stay. Tons of bodies of water. There is signs up there that say it was probably like 10 years ago, man. A kid right in front of his dad.
Yes, Fort Wilderness, right? I think it was at Fort Wilderness.
Was it?
Yeah, there were some gators there in Fort Wilderness that were scary.
Grabbed the kid right on. I couldn't imagine going to Florida on a family vacation with your kid and then leaving without your kid. That's
brutal.
I don't know.
You went to the most magical place on earth, and
there
wasn't much magic. So this is, you say, 11-footer?
13.
No, this was a 13.
Don't fucking undercut.
My bad.
That was a 13-footer.
Look at the size of the head, dude.
Yeah,
dude. That's what I'm saying, dude.
And
how'd they kill it?
Well, no, they didn't kill it.
It's
there.
still alive there.
What they did is they tape up its arms.
It's still alive, dude.
Yeah, but it's all taped up. The arms are taped up, and so is the mouth.
What about the tail, man? Won't that whip you?
Yeah, that could whip. But they put it on the pickup truck and drive away.
Listen, I used to gator.
We got big son bitch.
I used to gator hunt.
Really?
Yeah, I did. And
when you weren't.
You would bang. You
hated animals.
You would do exactly what Jerry said. It wasn't bait. You would snag them. You would drive around real slow, see their eyes. You would spotlight them. You'd get as close as you can, and then you would take a 100-pound test braided line with a massive hook, throw it over top of them, and reel it and snag them. And you watch this massive gator go, and you just follow it. You would get it close enough to the boat, and you would have a metal hook on the end, straight, and then it would have a lead of like 6 foot of steel wire, and then it would connect to a rope, and then you'd have like milk jugs and buckets. So you would spear them, boom, and then when the spear hit them, you just cut the line on the hook. Now you just followed the buckets around, and then you drug it up to the boat
like Jaws.
And then you'd keep it about 6 inches underwater. You had a bang stick that had like a 357 round in the end of it, or you would just go boom, and you'd hit them. Well, you'd put it in the boat, tape it, and drive around for like an hour, and next thing you know, the thing comes back to life, and it just starts going crazy in the boat, like swinging and its tail around and going nuts. You'd have to like tape it better. You have to put it back in the water and bang it again.
Hey, Double Wide wants to know if you use goon tape to wrap up the game.
No, they didn't have goon tape back then. It was just.
You would have. Could you imagine that promo video?
Yeah, that would be a good.
That would actually. Be good. I like that idea.
We use the electrical tape. The black electrical tape.
Yeah, we're gonna catch a gator and put goon tape on it, Mike.
Do you see? I think
we got all these ideas.
And that picture, I think I took my nunchucks. I'm holding them down on
the
gator.
Look, the nunchucks are in his right hand.
I'm holding my nunchucks on the gator.
Just in case the gator got out of line.
That's early. That's early, Jerry. Right? That's pretty.
That's about 19. That's about 93, 94.
So about 3 years after Cops, 4 years after Cops. Cops was 89.
Right?
What year was Cops?
Well, I was a sergeant there in Deerfield.
What year was Cops? 89.
80. Well, it was shot in 88.
Okay. Damn, Jerry, 4-year sergeant. What are you doing over there, man? Major crimes. What videos were you making?
I was on fucking Cops. Yeah, he's right. He was on Cops. Let's promote him. That was back though when you could be a lead by example and be a good cop, and cops were just different back then. None of
built different.
Yeah, dude. Now you go in like that aggressive out the gate a couple years in, and you're held back. You're told you're not a team player. You're told you're too aggressive. Mike had the best analogy ever, is that I would rather have a pit bull of a new guy rather than a poodle of a new guy, because I can hold back the reins of a pit bull and teach him to lower the aggressiveness as far as just general aggressive proactive police work, versus a guy that you have to push out there. So go stop that car.
That was Peach. Peach was like that.
Peach
caught a lot of hell for being aggressive, and the people above him were beta. You got to know how to operate a guy like that. You got to be able to go get him and then pull him back.
But I went out, I tried to be on the street with my squad, if I supervise in, 10 10 deputies out there. I'm out there, you know, backing them up, being on the call. And, you know, if I have to, like if we made a traffic stop and it turns out to be an arrest, you know, I'm out there. I said, hey, give me, you know, everything was handwritten back then. So I'd say to the guy, give me the tow slip. I'll do the tow slip, or give me the property receipt, you know, because you got to do property, tow slip, PC, you know, let the guy do the PC. I'll do the other stuff.
That's,
you know,
that's leadership.
You get out there and, you know, that way, you know, I'm out there. And then not only that, you know, I've got to do yearly, if they're on probation, I'm doing monthly evaluations. If they're just regular deputies off probation, then you're doing yearly evaluations. How do you evaluate somebody unless you're out there working with them?
Yeah.
You know, if you're sitting in the office, all you're doing is reading their reports.
Well, here's one thing you can do if you're out there working with them and you see deficiencies, you can give them the verbal, like, hey, you need to be better at this before I have to start grading you.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I'll fix that.
I mean,
well, a lot of times if I saw something that I thought the guy could do better, I would, after the call was over, I would never did it in front of a bunch of people. Take them to the side and say, hey, you know, this is maybe how I would have handled this call. Next time you might want to think of alternatives or something like that. Just put it in his head to think of something else.
He's like, Jerry, I used your line. What are you talking about? Hey, so before we go on our break, we've got our guest John Hobgood on, and you guys might recognize him. So what we're gonna do is we are done with that.
See you later, alligator.
But I want to play some of these clips for you guys. Do you guys recognize this guy?
Yeah, I see him all the time.
This is my favorite one so far.
Good afternoon. How we doing, guys?
I'm doing good.
Okay, all right. Everybody been drinking? We've been drinking here today? Yeah, I can see it.
Not
I can
really.
see. I'm going to need to see some IDs, okay? Let me see some IDs. Y'all got ID on you? ID?
Yeah.
ID? Yep, you too. Hello? Yep, talking to you. Need some ID. Got life jackets on the boat?
Yes,
Y'all,
sir.
can y'all show me all the life jackets? Go ahead and pick the seats up for me. Okay. Ma'am, hey, listen. Hey, ma'am, I don't need all that, okay? I'm trying to do my job, okay? I'm just trying to do my job. Is that okay with you? Can I do my job? All right. Get a life jacket. Yeah, it looks like that rain's starting to come down, so we'll go ahead and shut the lake down for today, okay? So we're going to need y'all to go ahead and...
Shut the lake down?
Yep.
I don't get to
Get ready to
shut
pack
down
it
the
up,
lake.
ma'am. Listen, I don't want to have to...
I know my rights.
Oh, your rights. 42 Central, go ahead and send me another. You need to see your flotation device. Let me see the whistle. You got it.
He's got that one, and then here's the thing: is I can't wait to talk to him. He's not a first responder; he's a comedian.
He's never been a cop.
Never been. And I'm like, how do you get all of these? These are I've seen guys.
They're spot on.
Yeah. Here's GSP.
How we doing? Trooper Jenkins, Georgia State Patrol. Let me see your license on you. You got your license? Why you all jittery? You seem like you're a little jittery to me. Yes, you do. Why don't you hand me them keys, partner? Hand me them keys. Don't even think about it. Please make my day. Please make my day. Let the games begin. 42 Central, we got one taken off. 42 Central, I'm giving a head start. Yeah.
He's got all kinds.
Is his uniform always the same with a vest, with a handcuff?
He does fireman. He does a great defense attorney. When you get a defense attorney that's never won anything, and he does the cop one, and he did the backup guy, the backup cop.
I remember that one. That was the first one to tell.
Got it. Good. This is a well-known narcotics area. You know, we see a lot of hand-to-hand.
Spot on, dude. It's spot on.
So, of course, when we rolled up on him, it lit him up, and he took off, which is what we expected. And unfortunately, this is the first run we've had with him. So, you know, we're going to field test it.
But that's it. We're going to go on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Hopefully there's no technical issues, and we will have John on as soon as we return.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis for pets and people. To detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
Show is also brought to you by Counterculture Inc. Go to countercultureincthreads.com and use promo code ANTIHERO. Save yourself 15% on the best in counterculture graphic tees, stickers, hats, team room flags, anything you need. Countercultureincthreads.com and get the best and outsider and counterculture-esque graphic designs.
I like it. And don't forget to check out copvilleog.com. I am going to real quick give you guys an exclusive look at the new website. Maybe there it is. That is the new website. That's the new homepage. It will be active tomorrow. So if you're looking for some stuff, go to copvilleog.com. Use code ANTIHERO15 for 15% off. I am excited for the new website. Much easier to navigate. 4 or 5 new products going up. One of them has Jerry Wurms on it, so you're going to want to get that. So go to copvilleog.com. Use code ANTIHERO15 for 15% off.
All right, guys. Without further ado, can you get rid of that graphic? There's a dinosaur in the lobby.
There is.
John, can you hear us, bud?
I got you, man. How you doing?
Good, dude. So you came across pretty much mine and everybody I know's as we're cops. We're all retired cops here.
Nice.
And your skits were so on point and like true that I was like, man, I wonder if you would come on our show. And you answered me back immediately. So we figured we'd have you on for a couple minutes, dude. I saw that you had started a clothing line. Let's talk all of that stuff, you getting into it, and a little bit about you.
Yeah, man. Firstly, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to make it work. So I about a year and some change ago, I just was I started doing a little bit of content, and growing up, I actually didn't end up in law enforcement. I went a different path, but growing up, I always wanted to be a cop, and watched way too many episodes of Chips, started watching Cops when I was young, and so just kind of grew up loving cops, loving cop work. And, so anyway, I had actually, I did a skit one day just on, kind of like the backup cop. That's always the cop that I had noticed. The one that shows up that has no idea like what's going on. He's just there like, hanging out, and, I also back in my younger days, I had a few run-ins with, police a couple of times where that cop showed up, and I'd be like, hey man, are we all good? And he's like, I don't know.
That's the number one thing is you want to play dumb so your night doesn't get ruined. You don't want to fight. You're just like, man, I don't even know. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly like.
You're about to cuff that guy any minute, dude. And so anyway, I did that, and then it ended up kind of taking off, and so I started doing more, and it was really, I'd seen other cop skits, but a lot of them I felt like were very the cops were very hyper, or like they're like immediately tasing somebody or whatever, but I didn't see a whole lot that was around just like the guy that they almost make you feel like you want to go to jail, like they make you feel good about it in a sense. So at one point I actually had not run, I kind of run the clothing line in seasons, but I started creating clothing lines based on, the phrases that cops say all the time, the hang tight, hang tight.
Hang tight for me.
And
the thing that in my mind you patented was okay. All right.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
Because guys, a lot of times they have to buy time, right? So if you're like, all right, okay, all right, you're in all reality, you're processing information as fast as you can while you're also trying to have a dialogue with another human being.
Right.
So it's on point and it's funny too, dude. And I've seen you got so many different characters. I love your page and pages like, yours where you wouldn't think. I mean, I don't know. Did you know that you were this creative before you started this page?
No, I actually had no idea. And people ask me like, do you have a script or do you follow a script? I really don't. I actually just kind of go off of it in the moment and just kind of, it takes me a bunch of different takes and I splice them together and kind of go from there. So it's fun though. I think that's maybe what it is. I just enjoy it. I enjoyed trying to figure out different characters and different ideas. And so,
The defense attorney is my second favorite.
Yeah.
I've seen those. And I've also been, before I was a cop, I've been sitting with a defense attorney in my early days. And it's nothing but, it's like talking to a lawyer. It's on either side. There's nothing good coming out of their mouth.
Right.
I run the Copville page, and I get sent all the TikTok cops and all the cops that are like doing dumb shit. And I remember when I got the backup officer one, and I'm like, this dude's not a cop. He gets a pass. Like, you can do it. Like, and there's some cops that try to do this. I think they're either very cringe, or cops by nature are not comfortable in front of the camera. So immediately I'm like, this guy's different. And obviously the humor, the backup, it is spot on. So, I mean, your acting skills for never have been a cop to be able to translate that into those videos is
I would have lost a
spot
bet.
on.
I would have lost a bet because I honestly did. And in an email, you like told me first email from him. He's like, thank you so much. But I'll just let you know I'm not a first responder. I was like, you could have fooled me, dude. And then the boat one, my dad's an avid boater, but my dad's also retired law enforcement. That turns him into the most ACAB person in the world. Like the whole, like, you got anything illegal on this boat? Like, other than you? No.
Well, I think you highlight all the things even cops hate about other cops, which is very relatable. Like, every cop hates them, unless you're an FWC or a game warden. We all hate them. We don't want nothing to do with them. We don't want nothing to do with troopers. Like, we're just regular cops. Like, hey, leave me alone. I'm going to speed on the interstate. Or I want to go out on my boat. I've been 19 shifts in a row. I haven't had a day off. I pull out of the dock, and here comes this fucking game warden to ask me some questions. It's like, so you're kind of hitting all the cops that we really don't like either, or we pick on a little bit more. So it makes it that much more funny.
Yeah. No, it's been enjoyable, man. I've enjoyed being able to just to kind of see where it takes me. I cannot tell you the amount of comments or even DMs I get, and they're like, "Hey, man, like one thing I didn't know that y'all do. I guess you guys pass out coins or badges."
Yeah, I don't, but there's cops.
It's our culture. Yeah,
they're called challenge coins.
I got one right here.
Yeah. So what are they?
So challenge coins started as more of what do you call an oddity? They weren't as prevalent. So when you had a challenge coin, I don't want to say they don't mean something now, because they do, but you could collect challenge coins as almost like people you've met. There was old school things where if you go to a bar, like a VFW or a pub where cops were,
slap down a big one.
Down that one. If somebody's got a better or bigger one, they slap it down. You got to buy the round.
Yeah.
They just weren't as a thing now. So they were a little bit more special. Now challenge coins, everybody's got them, which is great.
They're collecting them now.
So
It's like
here, my challenge to you is make a video making fun of cops who like challenge coins, please.
Listen,
please, I'm the alternative to that. I don't really do it, and I respect it. It was like if you had the coin from the general or a high-ranking sergeant major on post, and you would slap it down at a bar, you had the highest-ranking coin. It's one of those things that I understand why cops do it. I think it's cool for them. I just don't get into it. So if you make a video like that, I'd definitely share it.
Yeah. Well, now I'm gonna have to.
Yes, please.
Somebody messaged me one time. They're like, "Hey, man, let me send you a coin," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about right now."
Gold bar, gold.
Yeah.
Out the gold.
I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah, why not?" So
yeah, it's an honor.
Patches too. Patches and coin.
When cops want to give that to you, that's like a cat bringing you a dead bird. You're like,
oh,
thank you. But to them, it means so much to give you something.
I mean, we have them all over. All the guys that visit, they're like SWAT patches, they're agency patches. They bring them, and like I said, I just don't collect them. I'm not knocking those guys that do. I think it's awesome for camaraderie. We send, hey, you got any patches? If I have patches from my old agency, I would send them out. I just don't collect them. But the coin thing, there's some comedy in there that you could really nail. I believe, with the coins.
Oh man, well now I can't wait.
Yeah,
you know, and it's funny. I'll give you guys a tidbit here because some of these, I try to make them as realistic as I can, and so there's actually been a couple skits that I've done where I'll actually go and look up the codes, the actual radio codes for
that's dedication.
Yeah, because some people, because the thing is, a lot of the comments they'll correct me. They're like, "That's not a 1015. That's not a 1050." I'm like, "Okay, man, like it's
that's the guy you're making fun." Just so you know, that's the guy you're making fun of. So just so you know that it's working.
Or I'll do something outlandish and they'll be like, "Would never happen." I'm like, "That's a skit, though, right?" So
it's called satire, bro.
Right.
What area are you doing your skits in?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
What area are you doing your skits in?
Oh, I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay. So, different agencies use different codes. In Florida, we have the 10 codes.
Yeah, we always use, in Florida, we use 10. It's universal here in Florida is 1015 is an arrest.
Yeah.
So what's a warrant?
What's that?
Signal 48. We called it a signal 48.
No, 1099 running down the street.
1099.
That's when I was shooting them in the back.
1099.
We called it a 48.
And it just worked out perfectly. I know that you, I saw in your bio, which, resonates with us very well, that, you're a man of Christ. I noticed in all the videos you do, you're funny. And I'm going to sound like an old man now, but I got kids. You're not vulgar. You're not gross. So anybody like, I've always said this about the blonde comedian, Jim Gaffigan, funniest guy in the world, doesn't use an ounce of crude humor, nothing. And so I saw that and it just worked out perfectly because today we scheduled Jerry to be on here, which, he was on the first episode ever of Cops. If you go watch that, awesome. Back in his younger days, and then you coming on the same episode, it all kind of tied into itself, and it's really cool. But yeah, I mean, like what made you decide to get into, and I'm gonna call it skit comedy. Like, what made you get into that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think whenever I was starting to get into it, I was like, I've always felt like laughter is the best medicine. And I really wanted to do something that provided value that, people could hop on and just be able to laugh. And that's also a big, obviously with my faith. Yes. And like the other side of that is I wanted anybody to be able to watch these skits. They don't have to turn the volume down, or it has to be for a certain audience. And I feel like I kind of fight a lot of the culture in somewhat where I probably risk not getting a big following as fast, or, other creators are maybe bigger because of some of that. Not saying that's the case, but, I know that going against that grain is probably, I may grow a little slower, but that's okay with me. I would rather be able, the whole family to be able to sit around and watch the skits and enjoy. But that's kind of how I got into it. I was just like, let me just see if I have some creative bone in me, and let me see if I can be able just to provide a little bit of laughter. And it's funny because, I would say a few months into it, even, I would have people message me and say, hey, like, I was on the verge of committing suicide, and these videos helped me get through that. And so I didn't even realize that, simple skit comedy could maybe pull somebody out of a dark time that they're having. So, it's been cool to watch, been cool to be a part of.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. It's pretty good, man. I really it's good.
We know the former Georgia State Police, the guy that's on the infamous picture on the hood.
Yes.
And so you started nailing GSP for their stereotypes is they don't fuck around. When you go from South Carolina to Florida on 95, you slow it down.
Yeah.
You don't mess around in Georgia, dude.
Dude, they pulled me over. And I mean, it was the typical, like, you knew this, you would know this guy's GSP if he was walking around Walmart, and he pulled me over. I didn't even know this existed. I was speeding, and he said, hey man, just so you know, you're a super speeder. And I was like, I appreciate that. I tried.
Congratulations.
He was like, that's not a good thing. He was like, because that means you can get a ticket now and we'll also mail you another ticket. I was like, you guys do, like, you don't just give me one ticket? He said, no, you get a ticket now and then we also mail you another one later. And I was like, so you're really gonna twist this knife a little bit. So I didn't know that existed. So anybody that's watching,
I had no idea.
We arrested a super speeder in Florida, but you go to jail.
Yeah,
It's an official title.
It's new. Yeah, it just came out.
Super
50 over. I mean, you got to get going.
That sounds like something Trump would name.
It's 50 over.
Yeah.
So did you get the second ticket?
No, thankfully he cut me a break. He's like, I'm not gonna mail you the other ticket. And I was like, I mean, but it's now I'm second now that I'm talking to a room full of cops. Now I'm second guessing myself. This guy was serious as a doornail. I mean, he did not smile one time. He was, very serious. He was like, yeah, well, in Georgia we have what's called super speeders, and because you're going, I think I was maybe going. I don't even think I was going 20 over. I don't know if they have like 15 or what. I don't know, but it was crazy.
Yeah, you catch those troopers, right? I got pulled over by Florida State Trooper, and first thing out of my mouth was, I have a gun in the car. He's like, I don't care. You were going 20 over. Like, like, I don't care about the damn gun. He's like, dude, I need your license. And I'm like, so just so you know, sir, like, I have to read my gun. He's like, license registration. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, okay. Like, I'd want to know there's a gun in the car, but he didn't care. He
Arkansas State Troopers are like that too. They're the same way as Georgia.
Yeah, they're rough.
Yeah, and if you don't know our culture, if you don't know this about it, troopers a lot of the times don't right, wrong, or indifferent. And if people don't agree on the professional courtesy, cop to cop, a lot of troopers don't abide by that.
My only ticket in my 23-year career came from an Ohio State Trooper. Only one. And it was 9 months into my career. Right before 9/11, 2001, I got my first and only ticket of my entire life by an Ohio State Trooper.
Yeah, they don't. I have a lot of friends that when they leave Broward, they were driving to Disney. Yeah, they get pulled over. The troopers don't count them a break.
No.
So you're out of Broward County?
I was Broward County.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Is it who? Oh gosh, is it Sheriff Judd? Is that what I'm thinking about?
That's Polk County.
Polk County. He actually followed me on Instagram, and I took that as a major honor. Yeah, I almost messaged him. I was like, "Thank you so much." I was like, "I'm not doing that. I'm a professional. I'm not doing that."
Oh wait. Well, you can find a video of him getting cereal and milk thrown on him if you go follow his page. Yeah, he does some skits too.
Yeah.
Oh man, he cracks me up, man. I mean, he'll just be like, I just love, sometimes I'll just be watching something. He just shows up on a podium and he's like, look at this scumbag that we just picked up off the side of the road.
Now, Wayne Ivy's starting to do that.
You got to do your Grady Judd impersonation, man. You got to get out there. You just
got to create a character that is a sheriff. And I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or if it's just kind of how it's flowing, but like, you use the same cities and the same names. I don't know if that's just because it's flowing out of your mouth and you're just like, I gotta think of a name. But I mean, you could probably create an entire community of these people with the defense attorney, the firefighter.
There's so much. You could simulate traffic stops, pursuits in your chair. There's a black kid that was doing those on like a video game.
That was funny too.
He was like pretending to chase the cars and get on the ground. Like, dude, I'm like,
that's
it always comes better from non-cops.
Yes,
I think it just, the cop that tries to do it, I think sometimes overreaches, and there's a couple that do it. It always flows better from a non-cop. It just you're not trying to be real. You're just doing what you think is right, and it makes it even funnier, right? It's like, I think this is what they would say. Like, I'm going to do it, and it's like, even if it's wrong, it's just funnier. It's really good.
Yeah, his perception's different.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah, it's funny. My first one of the first GSP one I did was where they essentially, I chased him in my chair. I had the background of the car, and I ended up
we watched it right before you came on. Before commercial.
So no, it's
give him a head start. You gave him a little head start.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I feel like they can't wait for that. They can't wait for you to run. They're begging for you to.
Dude, I'm telling you, in an environment when you're a police officer, or a cop, or a trooper, if you have the reins to be proactive or aggressive, you're right. They want you to run. I came up in a culture where pursuits in Central Florida, the society doesn't like them. There's too much liability. I was never in 9 years. I was never involved in a pursuit.
Wow.
But you go somewhere else, and the first 9 weeks you're in 3 pursuits because they just don't. And Grady Judd has that policy, like, hey, and people know. When they go, they'll skip counties. They'll go around counties when they run dope because the sheriff doesn't play ball like that. And some counties or areas are just, it is what it is. They're a little bit more liberal.
Yeah.
And, and they don't like crime. But at the same time, we always talk about this. Everybody's an advocate of it until in a police pursuit, your family is injured or, God forbid, killed. you might be like, well, then why were you chasing him? Was it that big of a deal?
Yeah.
So but like you said, Georgia is allowed to chase till the wheels fall off. So they do welcome that.
Not only the chase, they pit.
Yeah.
So you gotta
like 100 miles an hour.
You gotta do a skit where you're gonna pit somebody too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think I am. I'm overdue for a GSP skit, so I'm actually really excited about it now. So I'll make sure to tag you guys in it.
We're doing about 110. I'm gonna.
Well, hey, throw this in there for my buddy. Oh, you can't cuss. Never mind. You have to say NFAC. There's a viral video of Ennis after he pits a car, and the guy's on the ground. He's like, "What are you doing? Why did you almost kill me?" He's like, "You see this patch on my arm, boy? It says not fucking around, crew." And he yells at the guy, and he walks away. So I made a patch that says NFAC for Jordan Ennis, who was my old co-host of a different show, and he's a Georgia State Patrol guy, but he's a cool one. He's not the one that wears he didn't wear his hat.
Right.
The ones wear their hat, you gotta watch the guys who wear their hat.
Seriously,
yeah, you gotta. He took the hat off every now and then. So
that's funny, man. Yeah. Well, maybe I can make something similar to it, something that alludes to it.
Yeah,
I got
NFAC.
Your next one, because there's a huge community for it, and they're all great sports. Buy a helmet, SWAT guys.
Oh yeah,
you can have.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I left a comment. I left a comment on one of your videos today. I was like, do SWAT dudes on an 8-hour standoff when they don't even know if the bad guy's in the house.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst, dude. You're just out there for hours.
You gotta put fake nods. You gotta put. I'm telling you,
and they have no idea.
No.
The fucking. All right. So, all right, let's get the robot. The tech crew's not here. Okay, cool. All right, let's fly the drones.
Right.
The drones are out of batteries. Okay, cool. Let's do. And they go. By the way, everyone's like putting bets on whether or not the guy's even in there. Yeah. Sometimes he's gone before SWAT shows up, and then you're on an 8-hour. They have to tear down a whole wall of the house. So 1/4 of the house is torn down by a bulldozer. They'll go. Then they got to send who's the smallest guy. He goes up in the attic, and then they're like, by the way, he might be armed,
and he's not here. No,
they'll gas the whole house. Send a little guy up there like it's World War I, and he's not in the house. He had left.
Dude,
dude,
that's
funny.
wild. I'm 1,000%.
SWAT needs it. SWAT needs it bad.
Man,
just all the stereotypes that come with SWAT. You know, they're a bunch of big teddy bears, dude. But they love the stereotypes more than anybody.
Or you could put on a helmet, a motorcycle helmet, and be one of those motorcycle cops.
Oh yeah, the bike cops.
That'd be good too. You could do a good skit with that.
That's a special breed.
Yeah. Get them on the radar. Get one of those fake radar guns.
Yeah. I know they love it. I know they're proud of those motorcycles. I know they're proud of them.
Write their mama a ticket.
So do you do any stand-up comedy or anything, or do you just do this now?
You know, I actually don't. I had I always wonder if stand-up I know sometimes it works well for people and other times it's kind of a flop. I had somebody reach out to me and ask me if I would come over there and do like a 30-minute bit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was nervous even reading the message. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. I was like, sorry, unavailable. So I never really have. I've had some people say, man, you should try it. I've thought about it, but I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would talk about. So it's a whole different world, I think, when you're actually up there having to
30 minutes is a long time to be on stage.
It's funny too, because stand-up comedy before social media was the only way to do comedy.
Right.
And now social media is here, and it's kind of like, if you're a stand-up comedian, you have to have social media.
Right.
But if you're a social media comedian, you don't have to do stand-up. Because it's like touring as a musician. I've never heard of a stand-up comedian making money.
Right.
So it's almost, why would I go do that if there's no money involved?
Well, I think that like stand-up is very, you have to have a whole skit, like a whole routine.
Right.
I always say I'm just funny if somebody, like, I need to be around people. Yeah. I need you to say something.
I'm
you to say something.
Funny. I'm not
naturally.
funny.
I just need somebody else to say something. I can't think it up myself. Like, your skits are pretty good because obviously I'm sure it pops in your head like, oh, I know what I'm going to say. And you go do it. And it's like, that takes planning, which is very good. But I don't have that.
Yeah. It's
just a moron.
I don't know. It's different. And then I can also, if I'm like, oh, this isn't that funny, I can always change it. You know what I mean? When you're behind the camera, you've got all kind of control and you can change what you need. And, when you're up there, you're live. That's it.
Time out.
Yeah. I'm like, hey guys, can we pretend y'all didn't hear that?
So I noticed, I saw a real, it was either yesterday or the day before, that you have merch coming out.
So I actually had merch from before, and what I was planning on doing is instead of running it just continuously, what I've been doing is I've been looking at just running it like season based. But yeah, it was called Code One Threads, and so basically I would bring it out every now and then. I'd update the shirts, update the sayings, and then I would put them out for certain seasons for people to grab them. So I'm still working on updating some more, and then I'm going to release it again here soon for people to go and grab some.
What's Code One Threads? What's that from?
You know, honestly, it was just something I came up with to just a slogan to try to throw up something for people, something that was easy. I wanted something easy, and so
it sounds urgent. Like
yeah,
shit, Code 1.
yeah. Well, that was
Code 1 is that's Code 3 is urgent.
I'm new school. I don't know the codes.
Oh.
I'm not a nerd, Jerry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Code
1 is
Code 1 is easy.
Regular.
Chill. Code 1.
Code,
no, I like it.
Yeah.
Code 1 thread.
Code 2 is step it up a little. Code 3, get your ass here.
Yeah.
Code 2 is go ahead and run some red lights if you need to.
But you're fired if you do it wrong.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, you're done. You're fired.
I was about to ask, how do you know the difference between 2 and 3? Like, how do you know?
You
it's
don't.
Like,
You
right.
just kind of. It's like all other police work. You just throw it in the air, and wherever it lands, you hope that nothing bad. It's results-based policing.
Yeah.
You can run every red light on the way there. You don't hit anybody, you're good.
Yep.
You creep through a red light and accidentally hit somebody, you're fired. So it's just one of those things. You throw it in the air and hope it lands in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, the sad thing is first responders now, what we do with society is just like retarded. So, like, I would always say this towards the end of my career, I ran Code 3 for, I think, 3 reasons. Anything involving a child.
Yeah.
I would run Code 3 for one of my buddies in a fight or in danger or needing, I can tell in your voice on the radio if you need help. Yeah. And I would run Code 3 if I could catch someone in a crime in progress.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, I would only run code to those things because naturally you're running code to like Greg, who's OD'd behind the 7-Eleven 4 times already. Right. I don't at some point really want to risk the public safety for Greg who's choosing to overdose or not overdose, but inject. And I know that sounds so cynical, but when you've done it, you're like,
right.
At what point does society think it's acceptable to put other people in danger for me to get to Greg, who's overdosing again?
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
But yeah, man. All right. So do you have a website? I've been putting your Instagram up a couple times. So the Instagram is John Hobgood. And where would you get merchandise when you put it out?
Yeah, so it would be code1threads.com. I don't have it in the bio yet because typically I just try to make sure it's live. So I'll have that updated in probably the next week or two for people to go out and buy it. But yeah, I mean, John Hobgood on Instagram, and I'm also the same. I think it's the John Hobgood on Facebook, and then I'm John Hobgood as well on TikTok. So
yeah, Facebook is actually where I found you first. I have weird algorithms, and my bad algorithm and my that's all Facebook. Like my when I'm laughing, obviously I'm continuously every day trying to clear out the filth in my Instagram algorithm.
Well, they've come a long way too. Their Facebook Reels have come a long way from.
Dude, I know they pay. We don't get paid on Instagram. I can't. Instagram's like, yeah, we'll let you know.
Right.
When you're worthy enough. Like Facebook was like, hey, you hit a threshold. You want to make some money, and so you do the same thing you always did, and now you're getting paid for it.
Right. Instagram's like, well, we have a carousel program. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like, we don't know.
We don't know. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Instagram, John Hobgood. If you guys could go give him a follow. There's like 60 or 70 people watching live right now.
Yeah.
And then anybody, I promise you, watch the reels. Lots of these guys are cops. If they haven't heard of you, they're going to become immediate fans because it's like dude, the dead body in front of the door, like what the fucking paramedic, like all of that. It's so real.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate all the support and you guys, taking a look and enjoying it, man. That's what it's here for. It's really just to get people laughing and it's funny. I didn't realize how accurate it would be, to be totally truthful with you. I had cops reach out to me. And they're like, dude, they're like, you either have been to jail a lot or you've been a cop. So,
yeah, that was what I'm saying. I'm like, this guy might be like reformed and a good person now, but like maybe he was like always in bad encounters with cops or he was a cop. And then once I found out you weren't, I'm like, maybe he watched a lot of cops like me. Like, I know how is. Like I learned how to like when I was a young cop, I was like doing dumb shit. Like the whole dude, he nails it, the vest thing.
Oh, God.
Mike hates that. Mike's a tactician, and Mike looks for things that'll get cops killed. One of the two things is locking your thumbs in your vest,
Right.
and then you got to pull your hand out, like rather, and it looks stupid. But this position right here, we're like, yeah, actually, it's very quick to defend yourself as opposed to trying to look cool. And
yeah. It's always the wing flap for me when they tuck them all the way in and they're like doing this right here, dude. Like that's my favorite. Like that's how I know we've been here for a while.
I love the handcuffs hanging like a necklace too.
They do that too.
Yeah. Well, a lot of guys now have colored ones, pink, purple.
Oh yeah,
it's wild.
Like Gorilla.
Yeah, Hulk Gorilla. He lives right near him.
Yeah,
he's from Lima, what is it? Irmo PD in South Carolina.
Oh, okay, yeah.
TikTok cop, and he makes the worst skits, and they're terrible. But he has pink, purple handcuffs on his kit.
Hey man, you gotta stand out.
Yeah, gotta make a name for yourself, right?
I guess.
All right, John. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Again, I know you're very, very busy. We finally got it worked out, and God bless you, dude. If you need anything from us, if you need any like, how would you handle this? Just send us a DM, and I'll send you back. Like this is how I would handle it.
Hey, I'm gonna take you up on it. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Be safe.
Yep.
All right. So, we have a request from Nick. A Marine lost his battles with his demons on June 29th, a couple days ago. Bryson Thomas, 1st Marine Regiment, Camp Pendleton, California. Keep him in your prayers. Keep his family in your prayers. The things that first responders and veterans go through on a daily basis is awful, let alone, when they're alone, when they're going through it. That's why this show exists. That's why the 99% exists, is because we vow to do anything for anybody that needs somebody to talk to, going through something. We all joke on this show a lot and we bust each other's balls, but I've seen people in the comments giving signs that they're struggling, and everybody drops what they're doing, and so if you're ever in that mindset, please, even if it's me and Mike, if you want to keep it private, just send us a message, and I promise you, once you get hooked up with a 99, it changes your entire fucking life. There's never a bad day with these guys, and it's a group effort.
Always somebody to talk to.
Always.
Once you're in the app, once you're in the Patreon, once you're involved.
Discord
in this,
free.
Discord, there's always, and we're always going to answer. You ever, and I take pride in answering the messages, and a lot of times they're double taps. But if it's something critical, if it's a GoFundMe for somebody like this or something you're going through, you always get a response, and I will assist you and help you, guide you, whatever I can do, and make it happen. Honestly, that's Jack meeting you as part of that whole process.
Yeah.
Our boy Jack has, cancer, and one of his heroes was Jerry Wurms, and he was treated like shit by a former agency, and we were able to connect these guys up. And he wears his shirt every time he goes into therapy. He wears a Jerry Wurms shirt. So it's like that one connection. I said it at the live event, was like that was worth all this stuff to make that connection for somebody who's going through some traumatic and terrible things, to be able to meet somebody, or he found a family.
He's visited me a couple times, and I've had him at my house a couple times. And I talked to his dad and his mom and his sisters in Palm Beach now, and he's going to be here probably the end of the summer. He's planning on moving here.
Part of the family. That's how it happens. We all become friends. I stopped by Jerry's house last week. We got Sal up in Jersey, like all these people in this network. Jake called me on the way here this morning. Like, everybody starts to form a family connection. That's what this is about. It's through some crude humor. We're not very
we're realistic.
We're realistic. We say some things, and Copville says some things, Anti-Hero says some things, and
I don't say anything bad.
Tyler picks on people in the comments, and I make memes, but at the end of the day, the overall goal is this 99% family, and holding some people accountable to make sure they don't get hurt. It's a group effort. But
I talked to a dude, I call him a converted guy. He was in the comments being really, really, really nasty.
I guess I got in a fight with him once, right?
No, not this is the guy
different
before
guy?
him.
Oh, okay.
And so I've been getting to the point where I'm just asking these dudes, like, why, man? Why? It turns out they're pissed. They're drinking. They're upset. And this particular guy said, I'm on leave for something I didn't deserve. And he's a cop.
That's difficult.
And
I've
he's
been through
like,
it.
I'm
It's
fucking
difficult.
miserable. I have nobody. I'm fucking drinking too much. And I was like, dude, come join us, man. Like we all drink, but we all know we try to police each other and say like, hey man, you probably shouldn't be drinking that much. And then, but on the flip side, then it might be me who's had too many beers and fucking saying some dumb shit. So, but yeah, keep this guy and his family in your prayers, please. Bryson Thomas, 1st Marine Regiment, Camp Pendleton, California. God bless you, brother.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, would you be a cop nowadays? Knowing what you know about cop work right now, would you start over?
Yeah, if I would do a lot more research. I'd research the agencies.
It's not a no.
The culture. No,
I wouldn't say no flat out either. I agree with him.
I mean, like you said, like Jordan Ennis works for a great agency.
Yes.
Okay.
Sandy Springs.
So if I could find an agency that would fit my need and my ability to want to go out and do the job, and they back me up, then with the training, good training, physical, let you work out on duty and jujitsu and all that stuff, then I would go to an agency like that.
You think if I win the election 2 years, you can come back and work my troubled area right on the street?
I'll have to
I'll put you back out there. Car one.
You can go straight to SRO.
No. You're going car one.
No, he needs to be commander of the Uniform Patrol Division.
No.
Well, let me ask you something.
MLK Boulevard.
If I had, I've worked.
You won't get a set of nunchucks, Jerry. Make it work.
Can we bring the nunchucks back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if I say a couple if I say the things that I used to say, am I going to get in trouble?
No, you can tell them. Shoot them. You can tell them. You threaten them, man.
Yeah.
You got to, as long as they stop running. It's called verbal judo, right?
Yeah.
It's verbal judo. It's
We lie to people all the time.
It's a verbal distractionary technique. You have your physical distractionary techniques, and then you have your verbal technique. And I have yelled exactly that same sentence multiple times, way before body cameras, back in the early 2000s. And then it became Altasia in the back. But there was times I can remember where I was chasing a guy, and I said the same thing you did.
Well, a lot of it, we talked about it before, but to me, when we talked about the female cops and all that stuff, to me, the police work is a lot has to do with presence. If you have the presence when you pull somebody over, you're in a situation or whatever call you're on, and you get out of the car and you have that presence that somebody looks at you and they go, this is a guy I might not want to fuck with. That makes a big difference on a call.
That's a good
whether you can back it up or not, but if you look like you're in shape and you present yourself well, you look sharp in the uniform. A lot of guys, I talked about it before. I think somebody DM'd me and I was commenting on it. There was an FBI study that they interviewed hundreds of hardcore criminals in prison, and they talked to them about why would you go ahead and try this guy versus not try them.
Yeah.
And all of them were, I didn't try this guy because he looked like he could take care of himself.
Yeah.
But if you got out of the car and
boot shine,
you look like a fat slob going up to the car and you walked up to the car and you were lazy, you didn't notice your surroundings or anything like that, and you look like an easy target, that's when they go after you.
You know why? Because that's common sense. Common sense, a untrained criminal common sense shows them how lax you are. That's why cops being squared away and ready to go and having the mind and the training and being able to do it within 2 sentences, that guy can look at that cop and go, this dude's, even if he's in somewhat good shape, he can steal lackadaisical, not laissez-faire mannerisms and go, I got this guy. He's going to look away. He's going to look at his phone. Guys can have their car with the phone in their hand or doing whatever. It's like these guys are like, yep, I got him. There's the very cold, ugly ones, which I would think that the Volusia shooting, that was horrible. Where he got busted with the black guy in the car and the guy says, don't do that.
Yeah.
There's ones where almost as a man, you got to when somebody tells you you don't want to do this and you're in good shape and you're ready to roll and somebody says those eerie words, it's almost like you got to back off. And that is, again, a very exception where the guy looks at anybody and goes, I'm going back to prison for the rest of my life. Like, hey, bro, you don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this to you.
That has to go through your head, and you should see videos like that. That's why those tragic incidents are tragic, but we need to learn from them. But barring that 1 or 2 guys that I never ran into him. Unfortunately, we talked about it. I never shot my gun. I didn't have to kill anybody, shoot anybody. I never really ran into that guy. You should know what that guy sounds like. But most part, I think most people want to run. Most people want to get away. But then when they see you and go, you know what? This guy's garbage. I'm just going to overpower this guy. And that's where it leads to exactly what you're talking about. So if you put yourself in a position physically, mentally, and then, training wise to be superior, you will look superior. And 99% of the people are going to be like, I'm not fucking with this guy.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is you could be superior, great training, but you still need to know your limitations. Yeah. So, I mean, I've had examples, when I went up to a car and before I got to the driver door, even though, I felt confident, I didn't feel that confident because there's like 6 guys in the car.
Yeah.
They're all moving around.
No good.
And it doesn't matter how well trained I am. If I go up to that car and that guy's got weapons in it, I'm a dead man.
Yeah.
So you got to know when to back off and call for backup. That's another thing you need to know as a cop. Be aware of what the limitations are. Don't go into a situation where you don't have the advantage.
There's nothing heroic about getting killed for stupidity or when you're out. Now, I remember.
You want the numbers.
I remember
in your
that car.
favor.
I stopped a car on the interstate when I was getting all hot and heavy. At 2005, I was an interdiction guy. I'm seized like.
Is that when you were getting like heavy, like fast?
No, I wasn't heavy yet. I was getting hot and heavy, and the police came and I seized like one of my first traffic stops on the interstate. I seized like 40 grand. So I was an interstate guy now, and I stopped a car coming from Miami with 4 subjects in it, and I asked where my backup was, and they were about 9 miles away. And I looked at all 4 of them. I said, "Y'all gentlemen have a wonderful day. Enjoy wherever you're headed north, because I'm not dealing with it. Moving around, give me the look." And I'm like, dude, my closest backup is like 15, 18 minutes away. Yeah. Just like it's not worth it. So you have to, sometimes you got to go, I see Liz did give you permission to work day shift at least.
Yeah.
I gotta have you home at night.
Are you a cooker? You cook?
You cook?
I cook. Yeah.
All right.
I do cook.
Jerry's the cook.
Yeah.
You any good?
Yeah, I am.
Obviously. She wants him
Well,
home.
you know what? I cook about 90% of the meals in my house.
All right.
Yeah. So that's the only reason my wife keeps me around.
DoorDash cooks my meals. DoorDash cooks about 90% of my meals.
No, I'm I believe it or not, I watch a lot of YouTubes. That's how I get some recipes. So
yeah. Oh, I do believe it.
Yeah.
I do everything off YouTube now.
Yeah.
We got one more story real quick. I thought this was kind of cool. We talk about beating the incumbent sheriff or the incumbent president. The incumbency is very, very hard to actually beat once they're seated in it. But this sheriff did so, and it's kind of a wild story. We've probably covered it, and there's a lot of things to this story.
Moving parts.
There you go. So let's see. Combat vet who shot alleged pedophile wins primary against the sheriff who charged him.
Beautiful.
Let's look into this. Arkansas combat veteran Aaron Spencer just won the Republican primary for the Lanoke County Sheriff after being previously arrested for killing the man accused of raping his 14-year-old daughter. In a stunning upset, Spencer defeated 3-term incumbent John Staley, the same sheriff whose department arrested and charged him with second-degree murder, with a 53.5% of the vote in the March 2026 GOP primary.
Beautiful.
In October 2024, Spencer shot and killed 67-year-old Michael Fossler after catching him driving away with his minor daughter late at night.
Ooh.
Fossler had been arrested for sexually abusing and grooming Spencer's daughter, but was out on bond. June 2026, a special judge dismissed all murder charges against Spencer, citing egregious misconduct was due process violations by the Lanoke County Sheriff's Office, including a missing dash camera memory card with key evidence. Spencer is now the Republican nominee for Lanoke County Sheriff. How fucking cool is that?
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yep.
And everybody that wants to say like, oh, no, a guy, which you know in your bones, I'll say allegedly because we're supposed to, but raped your daughter. The guy who did it is out on bond with, first off, shouldn't be out on bond,
Yeah.
but he is, and I guarantee you at least the stipulation state that you were to be nowhere near
Absolutely.
her
Well,
place
yeah,
of business.
no victim. It can't be near the victim.
And you see him leaving with your daughter.
You'd lose your mind.
He did the right thing.
You would lose your mind.
I would lose my mind. I would be very much in control of my mind.
No, I mean you would.
That motherfucker.
But I mean you would be just
Yeah.
what he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. He is going to be now the sheriff of Linoke County, and a big fuck you to, I can't speak on the incumbent sheriff. I don't know anything about him. Maybe he had to make the arrest. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you do.
If you had that same scenario, would you? Would the state file charges on him if they wanted to? That's another great thing about being a cop is that a lot of times you don't have to make an arrest. You can actually say, you know what? Policy, my belief system, and statute say I don't have to make an arrest based on these circumstances. So if the state wants to make this a thing, the state can file charges.
Yeah, that's a line because the cops are supposed to be just the presenters of evidence. You're supposed to gather the investigation and then say here to the state here. And I had an unfortunate one with a kid who the girl lied about her age. I talked about it a couple episodes ago. The girl lied about her age, and I submitted the warrant, and I wrote it like this kid got duped. Like this wasn't his fault. They arrested him anyway. So you could put all your opinions in there about why this is a crime of a spontaneous crime. This is his daughter was in danger. She could have been harmed. Could be potential for all those things. You could creatively write it, but at the end of the day, I don't know that you can just not turn it over to the state.
Turn it over to the
state.
But
But you would have to write it, but then the state makes the final decision as far as what they do with it. But the problem the state's going to absolve themselves. This is a small town, I'm sure, is there's probable cause there. So let's take him to jail, and then he's got to fight his way out.
I'm talking about in lieu of a physical arrest right there.
I wouldn't arrest him right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the state wants to be a fucking asshole, okay, well then go.
Yeah.
I mean,
file charges.
Do you not have a right to protect your daughter from imminent danger or great bodily harm?
That's how it'd get written up in my eye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Imminent danger or great bodily harm.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, kidnapping. And
well, guess what you can't do? Here's where I spin it and write it. Guess what you can't do if it's a criminal trial. If she's dead, she can't testify, right? Yeah. So she goes missing, you have no rape case because you have no victim. So that would be my whole thing. Would be like, well, thanks, man. You were saving the victim from maybe disappearing. Like you could write that 1,000 ways.
Yeah.
There was a video, and it's many years ago, and I don't know if you could ever find it, but a guy two cops were escorting this guy out of an airport.
Oh, that's the big one.
And the guy
and
the guy came out from nowhere, from hiding, and he shot him because that guy raped his son.
Oh yeah,
and he didn't get charged.
6 months probation.
Yeah,
I think is what he got, and then and after that they dropped the charge.
But how long ago was that?
80s.
That was 80s.
Yeah.
He's on T-shirts now.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away with that now.
I mean, Cain Velasquez went to jail, but he got out. He shot at the guy that raped his daughter and hit somebody else.
Yeah,
but he did very little time. Yeah. He got like 4 years.
We didn't murder anybody either.
No, but I mean, can you understand like shooting at somebody that's leaving with your kid? Like it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
like,
I would.
I would have to protect.
There's
life.
There's certain things that if any of them happened to my kids, if somebody was a predator to one of my children, I couldn't be their dad knowing that something happened to them and I didn't do anything about it. Yeah. So it's hard. I don't want to say
especially you're lucky you have sons. I had 2 daughters where I had to step in a few times. It's a very slippery slope to navigate as a cop.
Yeah, because they're minors too, the boys, right?
It's a slippery slope. Even as adults, when I was still a cop, it's like, it's tough to navigate.
Because you're a father too.
You are. You're father first.
Yeah.
Like fuck the job. Like you're a father and protector to your children first. Job, your wife, all that stuff's more important. Then your job comes next, and that's where it's like we have these rules where we're not going to get involved as cops in your neighborhood and all that. But
you should have known to call the police.
No, at some point you're like, hey, motherfucker, like I don't care what I do for a living. This is my kid. Like we're gonna stop right here. Like you can take this piece of metal and you can go put it wherever you want it. This isn't. I didn't do that on duty. Like you can't influence.
Yeah.
On duty, I would have called somebody else. But off duty, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what I do for a living. These are my kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have a problem. So that's all I got to say about that. You want to watch the Reyes video real quick? You want to see that?
Yeah.
So I did an episode today, came out at noon on Cabo, and you guys can make your own decision. This is the video, make your determination. Sean Paul Reyes has an issue with the Suffolk County PBA. This is a private building, but as you can see, another female is standing there waiting to go in. And this is the interaction that occurs after when he arrives. So you hit it. It might be, I might have to do it because I loaded it. Hold on, let me try it.
Sometimes if they're loaded for too long, they get wonky.
Let me try it. All right, let me remove it and put it back in. Hold on.
You got to do that. So private building.
It's a PBA building, but like I said in my episode, the mailman can go up to the door. DoorDash can go up to the door.
They're just not allowed in.
You can, no, actually, they locked the door before when he got there, but there's a secretary up front. So there's a secretary to walk in and talk to. So
You're not allowed to lock the door?
no, they did. They did. He just waited there. Nobody came and told him to leave though. So he waited at the you'll see how it kind of unfolds if I can find the damn video again. Is that it? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's try it again. Go ahead. No, we're not playing videos today.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Is it on his website or is it?
No, that's
Instagram?
that's video I downloaded. Let me try one more time. Let me remove it.
Is it on his Instagram?
Not. It's got more garbage. You can if you want it, but it's got. I clipped it right where I wanted it. Let me try loading it myself because sometimes I don't know if it's doing that because I'm entering it and then the other person's loading it.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of the rules about this shit.
Nope, does not want to work.
It's a private building. Was he arrested?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Was it?
Let me try
wrongful?
backing out. I believe so. Let me try backing out.
They arrested him for trespassing.
Did he refuse to leave?
No.
Nope.
Oh, well, that's a key. That's a key thing right there. So, and I've always told everybody this. Well, like when I get a calls, and people are like, "Can I shoot through my door?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." I was like, your sidewalk is defined by the state of Florida as literally an invitation to the public, your front door.
Well, that's what this is too.
So you cannot, unless you cannot treat your door like they're inside your house.
Okay, let me try it one more time.
Lou, Savello, how are you? Sure, no problem. How are you?
So the first thing he says is you need to leave, and Sean says, "Sure, no problem." And from this point forward, you tell me if he's leaving.
See me leaving? I immediately began to leave. Lou Savello, would you like to come on? I am leaving. Would you like to come on the channel? I'm leaving. I am leaving. You see me leave me? I am leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Lou Savello, you go on talk. You go. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Hey, you're the guy from On Patrol, right? I've seen your podcast.
Said he wasn't walking back.
What do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm leaving. So would you like to talk about the hundreds of millions of dollars? No, I'm not.
So 1 second, you told him to leave. He left if you don't go outside in the parking lot.
Well, now he's the aggressor.
I agree.
How could you? I mean, I get it.
You say leave, and then you stand there, and you go, okay, you have to. If he doesn't leave, if he stops walking, he's trespassing. You're following him, telling him to do something he's already doing.
Yeah,
he's leaving. He's not going fast. Nowhere in the statute does it say how fast you're leaving, but he has not stopped moving. This is the same thing he pulled with the guy at the trooper that spit on him.
Yeah.
Guy told him to leave, and at no point did Sean stop leaving. He walked backwards and he asked questions.
Would you like to talk about the hundreds of millions of dollars that the Suffolk County law enforcement agencies have cost the taxpayer?
Leave. But he's not trespassing.
What do you think I'm doing? I am leaving. Immediately began to leave. That's how the law works. Yes, I'm leaving.
Get off the
I am
property.
leaving. I am getting off the property. I am leaving.
You will be placed.
I am leaving.
Under,
I am leaving.
I'm going to place you under arrest.
Do what you need to do.
I'm identifying myself as a police officer.
So do what you need to do. I am leaving.
You need to leave.
I am leaving.
You're
such a tough guy. You're not gonna do it then. Do it.
Turn around.
Do it. I'm leaving.
Okay. Put your
I'm leaving.
hands behind your
I
back.
am leaving.
Hands
Not
behind
resisting.
your back.
I'm not resisting.
Don't
Nope.
resist.
I'm not resisting. I'm
Thank
not
you.
resisting.
You were warned multiple times.
I'm leaving. I'm making my way to my car.
I wonder if they made it hard for him to get his footage.
So now he got it. If you look in the background, I think, is it there? You can see his truck is in the back. So he parked his
Big billboard
truck in the parking lot. But listen, man, I said this morning. We have real crime out there. This is Suffolk County, New York. It's right outside the city. There's a lot going on. They don't like him. Okay, you don't have to like him. You don't get to treat him any differently. The lady standing in the lobby was a visitor as well. She knocked up the door. She knocked. She was waiting for something. They didn't tell her she had to leave. They didn't want him there. You tell him to leave. If he doesn't start walking, then he goes to jail. That's fine. Because I pulled the statute up and it says that, exactly he has to.
That's a bad arrest.
It's a bad arrest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's a bad arrest.
When you don't have the element needed for the crime, you were told to leave. Okay, he's leaving.
They towed his truck. Didn't let him get somebody to come get $1,000 tow
Private
bill.
property. Don't need to do that.
But I'm saying the illegal arrest led to the towing of his vehicle.
I'm saying that I don't know. It was just a general order where I worked, but a general order came out stating that we are not to tow anything on federal property unless we are towing it for evidence.
Correct. So
not federal. Sorry, I'm sorry, private property.
Yeah, so it should have been a private property, and maybe they did. I don't know what they did. Maybe
Unless
they did call tow
some
truck.
kind of weird thing where they're like, "Oh, we are the PBA and we don't want to hear."
Yeah.
But then it's almost like,
no. Let me clear this for Pride. This is a PB.
What's
This
that
is not.
noise?
This is
Oh,
the dinosaur. This is not a. This is not a police building, so it's not. It is private property. It's a PBA building. It is a private PBA union building.
Yeah.
But my argument is, Amazon, DoorDash, everybody on earth can walk to that lobby and actually go in. They locked the door. They saw his billboard truck coming, and they locked the door before he got in there. But he can. But anybody can walk in, and there's 2 receptionists. So if you see a building that has a receptionist, you know, like a doctor is a private building. You can still walk in and be like, "Hey, I want to talk to the doctor." No, you need to leave. Okay, I'm leaving. So
it's an invitation. Yeah, go tell whatever they're going on out there to calm it down.
So in my opinion, and your hardcore cops, fuck this guy. He's a dude with a microphone. It's a guy with a microphone. Do you like him? No. Does he piss you guys off? Yes. I am telling you, I talked to Sean this morning. He is the most straight up dude. He will train cops. He will help you learn the Constitution. He will advocate for good application of the Constitution. He just has a gripe with this place about something we have talked about, and I went on Sean's show, is police unions tend to protect bad cops. It's a fact, especially up north. They will buy guys 2-3 years of hiding their allegations and stuff, let them catch their retirement and get rid of it. So down here, it's a little different. We don't have that power of the union.
No, none.
But up there,
there's
they
pros
do.
and cons to unions.
But how many times have you seen a bad cop keep his job? You've seen it.
I've
PBA
never seen it here because we don't have it.
But I'm saying in other places, you
I've
see
heard.
bad cops that do things, and next thing you know, that like the union steps in, and union stepped in down here to fitness. The union threatened our sheriff's office when the first sheriff still had a brain, and he still wanted to do a fitness standard. They fought a fitness standard.
Wait, here
in River County,
Which
What
is it?
fucking- they don't
FOP
have
or
any
PBA?
power.
IUPA.
IUPA.
They did.
There's
There's not much power, but
What'd
they
they
were.
do?
They threatened to sue him, and he cut cave because he's soft. I would have been like, sue me.
Yeah.
Like, sue me. I'm going to make sure these guys are in shape. But that's the little power they have. But that's where a union protected the slobs from having a PT standard. So all he did, he wanted to ask questions. I'm going to catch hell because I'm a cop channel, and I got mixed DMs. I love this guy. I love this guy. This guy needs to catch on fire. That's what I get. But I text Sean this morning, and I said, "Hey, I'm doing an episode about your episode. You know, I think it was illegal. I don't think it was a good arrest." He's like, "Awesome, dude." And he's like, you know, he's been a real good friend of ours, friend of the show, supporter, and I have no problem with Sean. If you're emasculated by a grown man with a microphone, what do you do with a murderer or a guy that's violent? How do you handle that? This guy's got a microphone. Never known to carry a weapon. Never put his hands on anybody. You don't like what he says. It's pretty beta. Pretty beta.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up today's broadcast. Jerry, you got any parting words for everybody? Anybody?
Well, I'm on Instagram now, and I get DM'd, and I'm always good about answering DMs. So if you want to contact me and have a question, or you want to send me a video and ask me to evaluate it, and I'll have fun with it.
I think that's the next counterculture show. Is Jerry
You're
breaking
committing
down,
Jerry to a show?
Jerry breaking down shows once a week.
Better
or-
ask Liz.
You know, like just giving.
We got an open slot Tuesdays at 7.
This is Jerry's Instagram. Can you put it up, Eli? Thanks. Jerry Wurms. Just spell. Make sure when you spell Wurms, it's Wurms.
That's right.
Not worm.
And then Jerry clarified his actual name is Gerald underneath here.
Yes.
Thanks, Jerry.
With a J.
Gerald with a J.
Gerald with a J. Worms with a U.
Yeah.
But yeah, go give him a follow. Great insight, and Jerry has been a great advocate for guys going through basic things when you think you're doing the job and you think you're doing it right, and admin hoses you, and you just kind of need someone to talk to. You know, and it does. We didn't have many of them, but there were people still around in our agency that would go, "You did fine. You did nothing wrong. That's just how it is in today's world." You know, and you need someone to tell you, like, "Am I going fucking crazy?" Like, no, you did the right thing. And so Jerry's very active in the DM.
Jerry is also a dog lover, rescues dogs, has 2 manly dogs, so he fits the manly dog category. He's got 2 big, one Shepherd, one Malinois. But Jerry is also a dog rescue, dog lover, so Jerry's the guy. He covers all the blocks. He can get down in the hood. He can raise a dog. He's got a great family.
We're gonna have to ask Jake about the cooking 90% of the
time. Yeah, that might be a problem.
And my son just got a great job.
Great job. Yeah,
There's a great news. My son is going to be working for a company out of Fort Lauderdale called the Moss Company. It's a energy and it's a construction company, and he's going to be a project engineer.
Hey,
yeah, we got some smart people.
Hey, he didn't follow in your footsteps. That's the best
no,
thing.
he didn't. And I also have to give a shout out to my lovely wife.
She's your life.
Lovely wife.
She's your life.
She's my life. My wife, Liz.
She did point out that she was in high school when you were on Cops, though.
That's true. She's 15 years younger than me.
Woo, Jerry did good.
He was watching Fox at Saturday night at 8. He was like, "Who is this
awesome.
guy?"
Liz is awesome people. Wonderful family. Wonderful son. Great people. So
and happy belated 40th birthday, Jerry.
40th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry turned
You can add 31 years.
71 on Monday, right?
71.
71. He still gets down in the hood.
Hey, man. Yeah, you look like you're 40 to me, dude.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Tonight we got, if he decides to do it, Hot Topic.
If I decide to do it, I have Lance Fisher on from the Palm Bay Police Department, who is Thin Blue Line Audits, who is also going after admin, who's an advocate as well with Sean Reyes. So tune in 7 p.m. on the Counterculture Inc. YouTube to watch Hot Topic with myself and former Deputy Chief Lance Fisher.
And tomorrow we'll be back 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We'll see you.
JV team for life.